Hi and welcome. This is a review of She-Hulk episode 4. This episode starts out with a magician doing a magic show on stage. As he's doing the magic show in front of a very sparse crowd, we notice that he has one of the same exact hand rings that Wong uses and Doctor Strange used to open up portals. In fact, during his magic act, he opens up a portal and sends this volunteer from the audience through the portal. Now, this person is a bit tipsy, we might say, with drink, and so doesn't really realize she's, going through a portal or whatever. Either way, she's transported to another world and or dimension. This brings about a court case. Yes, a court case where Wong, the Sorcerer Supreme, is suing this magician. And this magician, they're trying to get a stay on him to stop him from using what Wong calls illegal magic. None of this makes any sense. Because if we remember from the last episode of the show, Wong broke the abomination out of prison and was told by the parole board that he broke the law and is now wanted for a crime. So how could Wong appear in court or sue somebody? None of this makes any sense. In other words, this fourth episode conflicts with the third episode, which to me says that the writers have no idea what's going on in their own show. That is amazing. Wow. Talk about a show that's poorly written, makes no sense, and is not funny. That's supposed to be a situational comedy. It's really incredible and mind-blowing at the same time. And so Wong is in court suing this guy, trying to get him to stop using what he calls illegal magic. But of course, last time I checked, he's the Sorcerer Supreme, and I thought his entire organization was about stopping people from using magic in his sense that's illegal. So what would he need the American court system to do that for? Once again, more illogic. Nothing in this show makes any sense. Here's Wong testifying in court, which he should be in handcuffs and in prison because, well, they already accused him of breaking the abomination out of prison. None of this happens in this episode. Very bizarre. Anyway, he's testifying against the magician, telling the judge his story of how this magician is opening up what he calls illegal portals to other dimensions and letting things in, and this could possibly damage the universe, blah, blah, blah. And so on and so forth. And of course the judge is like, big deal. I don't really care. This magician over here made a rabbit appear. Once again, dialogue super poor. I cannot believe Benedict Wong is in this show, period. This guy's a good actor. He's been in some blockbuster movies. The movie that comes to mind is the one about Mars, where Matt Damon is stuck on Mars and Benedict Wong plays the guy that is the head of JPL. He's in other good movies as well. He must have a bad contract from his agent that literally says that he's forced to do these horrible shows. I don't know. But they make him say the most idiotic lines in the show, and they make his character Wong look like a complete moron. Which none of it makes any sense, since he's supposed to be the Sorcerer Supreme. Just saying. Once again, there's nothing funny in this show. And in this scene, we have the She-Hulk talking to Wong, and this is Wong's witness, which is the woman that was sent through the dimensions. Unfortunately, she appeared in court holding I think it was a gin and tonic or something like that in her hand, which is totally ridiculous. These people that write this show clearly have never been in court. You can't bring anything into a courtroom, and I mean nothing. They don't let you bring anything into a courtroom. You have to pass through metal detectors and all sorts of guards and bailiffs and everything else, and they just won't let you in with anything in your hands that doesn't, outside of a pencil. They don't let you in. So this is totally ridiculous. Not only that, but the fact that this would even get to a court is ridiculous, and the fact that it would get to a court very quickly, once again, shows me the writers know nothing about court, because anytime you sue anybody, it at least takes a year before you get even a hearing, never mind any type of trial or anything like that in front of a judge. So it's utterly ridiculous. And once again, there is nothing funny in the show. The She-Hulk is representing Wong, which makes no sense. And the other storyline in this particular episode is that Jennifer Walters, the She-Hulk, is looking for a date. Now, she goes onto a website as Jennifer Walters, which I think is supposed to be Match.com or something like that, a dating site. And she advertised herself as Jennifer Walters, and she can't get a date, so she makes a profile that is the She-Hulk, and of course she can get a date. And we go through these excruciatingly boring and stupid scenes of her on really quick dates with guys that aren't funny, are boring, and honestly, this episode, you literally do not want to watch. It's painful to watch this show. I think that's the humor in it, is it's supposed to be painful to the viewer. The script is awful. It doesn't make any sense. As I've already said, there is total illogic between episode 3 and 4, which is incredible. So she is on a date with a guy who claims to be a doctor who looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And while she's on this date with this guy and she takes him home to her apartment, Wong appears through one of his magic circles and tells her he needs her help because the magician opened up a portal and let these demons, which is one in her hand here, come through the portal, and he needs her help. So she's transported from her house to the place where the demons are, and there's, I don't know, looks like there's like hundreds of them or whatever. And once again, more illogic to the show. What would Wong, the Sorcerer Supreme, need her help fighting demons? Doesn't make any sense to me, since the She-Hulk has no magical powers. Just like Superman has no magical powers, and in fact, magic is one of his weaknesses. Doesn't make any sense. I would think, as the Sorcerer Supreme, he would, call on Doctor Strange to help him if he needed help, or one of his other followers or students to help him. He certainly wouldn't need the help of the She-Hulk in this instance. But of course, in this episode, the She-Hulk is grabbing these demons and throwing them through a portal that Wong had opened. Whatever. I actually could care less. And anybody viewing this, I'm sure, could care less. So then we come back to her house, and in the next scene, and she's picking up the doctor and carrying him over to the bedroom, we assume. Whatever. And then the show has the credits, it ends, and we see this scene, which was the woman that was testifying for Wong, and they're in his house for some reason, eating popcorn, and they're watching The Sopranos, which I scratched my head as to thinking to myself how this scene could be funny. And I couldn't think of any reason as to how this scene could be funny. Once again, the show has no comedic timing to it at all. Almost like mismatched scenes that were... It's actually bad editing. It is bad CGI. Once again, the She-Hulk looks atrocious in this show, especially when real people are standing near her. It's like, wow. They might as well have like a cartoon character, because that's how awful the CGI is. Really sad. The other thing that happens in this episode is Titania is suing the She-Hulk for the trademark on the name She-Hulk, which once again is illogical because, well, Jennifer Walters didn't name herself the She-Hulk. The public did. So there is no, like, lawsuit. None of it makes any sense, once again. And so this episode, on a ranking of 5 stars, gets a 0. In fact, this entire season, up to this point, gets a 0. Unwatchable, not funny. I sat through this so you didn't have to. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe. Tell your friends about it and have them subscribe. Hit the like button. Until next time, bye-bye.